Tommy, you're critical of television because it presents fantasy, not reality. Isn't that what the public wants, escapism, after watching so much reality on the news of the day?
I don't know, that's what they say they want, or people say that that's what the people want, but it's our number one communicator. And you can't keep communicating fantasy when there's a great deal of reality out in the streets. That committee on violence that Milton Eisenhower headed came out with a statement saying that television violence had some kind of a bad effect on the public. The point is, it's the news that's carrying the real violence, and I want to have an investigation of the U.S. government by the television industry and see who's really responsible for the violence and the antisocial acts of the young.
Don't you think that fantasy has a place in television, particularly in the entertainment shows?
Oh, of course. There's room for fantasy, but we don't have to have Julia, Doris Day, Debbie Reynolds, Beverly Hillbillies, etc., giving us instant solutions and showing Julia as a black lady, but showing none of the real anguish and everything that the black man and the black people have, showing Mod Squad that really doesn't represent the young dissident students' views, which are very important. I'm not saying that all fantasy should be taken away whatsoever. All it takes is maybe 2 or 3 hours of some real heavy-hitting satire, which has always been traditional in all performers and comedians, to reflect the social conditions they live in. We're doing that, but we're doing it in a fantasy way to show that there's no problems, and it certainly hurts political activists and progressive people when they come out in a newscast and say they want to, they're supporting, they think there might be some validity in the student question, yet we don't see that in any of the, even in any of the dramas.
Is that what you consider you were trying to do, you and your brother, present the problems of the day in satirical form? Is that why you were being punished?
That might be. I think the main reason they were put off is that I had the bad taste, I'm being satirical now, or sarcastic, to go to Washington and find out if the FCC was really going to take away licenses to broadcast our type of show, and whether we were in violation of the NAB code, which we weren't. I came back, and that's when we were dropped. The political or social comment, our political comment we're doing, our writers write. They living in this society, this is what they reflect, this is what they create. There's never been a society throughout, or civilization throughout history, that stopped its creative artists, that was not a totalitarian or fascist type of country. And whenever there's been free artistic expression, it has been a free society.
Do you think that all performers on television should be permitted to say whatever they please without the network looking over their shoulders?
They should be able to say and create as long as it's entertainment, as long as the people want to watch, as long as it doesn't overstep the FCC fairness doctrine, equal time rules, and the NAB code on taste and decency, which we never have. We've never violated any of those codes, and no performers should be limited. The networks only are deliverers of programs across, besides their owned and operated stations. After that, they hired us. We owned our show to create and produce a variety show, and they liked our satire until we got close to something they didn't like. That's when it was stopped.